Winter brings the feeling of nesting or hunkering down. It also means the picking up of a piece or two of handicrafts. The oven works overtime for those holiday family favorites, and knitters dash to their local yarn stores to squeeze in one more scarf or a pair of socks for that last-minute gift. As you are crafting away, Barmaids continues to handcraft yummy goodness for your skin. Barmaids handcrafts their products with natural skin-loving oils and butters, everything your skin needs to keep it soft and moisturized, and nothing it doesn't. Since you are likely to use your hands more during the holiday season, let Lolo keep them moisturized. It's simple. Get your hands wet, shake the water off, and get your Lolo on before you pick up the needles, cookie cutter, or drop spindle.
Hi, and welcome to Knitting Blooms. It's Friday! Yes, that's right. It's Friday, February 1st. My name is Tina, also known as Bloomingknitter, and welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am recording on Friday this week, which normally I record on Saturday, either Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. But tomorrow is club, again with the Knit Club on Saturday, and the girls will be at my house most of the day. And I don't know if I will get up in time to work out and record. So I'm getting this recording done today. I've been at work all day. I haven't really been doing a lot of work, but I was at work all day. So I have a lot to share with you today, and I'm hoping that I can get through this without making the show over an hour. Can't promise anything, because I do have a lot to share with you. I have prizes, I have a review, I have 2 reviews actually. We have the tutorial. There's a lot going on. So let me go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to start with the Spinuary cowl that we had going on in January. It is February 1st, and you probably thought you were going to have until tomorrow to post your finished items in the Spinuary thread, but because I'm recording today, I went ahead and closed the thread just before I started and drew the numbers. And I forgot one of the prizes. Actually, I forgot both of the prizes. Hang on, let me go get them. Okay. This is what happens when you try and rush to get set up quickly. Not only am I recording today because club is going to be tomorrow, but in addition to that, Steve would like to watch some shows tonight because I've refused to watch the shows that we have recorded on the DVR for about a week, and he's like, well, I'm gonna watch them. So I told him that we would watch some shows tonight, so I want to try and get through this quickly so that I can do that with him. Okay, so prizes for Spinuary. We have 2 prizes for this cowl. Actually, it's a sow, a spin along. The first prize is fiber from Spin Monkeys, and this is the fiber. Very pretty colors, and this, I think I said it was merino tencel. Let's see if I can. Yeah, 50% superwash merino, 50% tencel. And it's beautiful colorways. So that is going to go to number 7, who is CA Knitter Girl. So congratulations, you have won the fiber this week. Just get in contact with me, PM me on Ravelry, and I will get this in the mail to you. In fact, last month's winners, or yeah, from not last month actually, but the mitten winners, I finally got in the mail. Was it this week? I think it was this week. And I really apologize for not getting those in the mail sooner. But I'm going to try and get these prizes in the mail right away so that I don't flake on that. So, CA Knitter Girl, you didn't have a name. Oh no, you did. Crystal. That would be Crystal. So, CA Knitter Girl, Crystal, you have won the fiber. So, again, get in contact with me and I will send that off to you. The second prize is a new product, and I did a review earlier this week, and you may have seen it posted, but if you didn't, then I'm going to put the tutorial in I guess I'll put it in here right here. And the person who won will have to wait till after or fast forward through the little review. So here is the review. In this video, I'm going to show you a new product from archiewear.com. It is a product called Bobbins Up. They are new storage bobbins that they have just created so that you can transfer the yarn or the singles from your wheel bobbins, or for that matter, you can transfer yarn from your spindle to a storage bobbin so that you can free up your wheel bobbins or your spindles for more spinning. The bobbins come like this. They do hold approximately 5 ounces of fiber. They also have a rib or a whirl so that you can also tension it. So once you have transferred your yarn onto your storage bobbin, you can then put it on your Lazy Kate and tension it. It's hard to show you the tensioning on this one, but there is tensioning on here, but you can tension it on this bobbin. So that is a great feature that I have not seen on any other storage bobbins. And also what comes with it is this bit that fits right down into your bobbin to secure it, and then this bit goes into your drill. So, and that goes right into your drill and secures down. So I'm going to show you how it works. Now, I'm not exactly sure the best method for getting this started, but you need to make sure you're going in the right direction. I know that the drills can go both directions, but you just want to make sure you know which direction you're going. Okay, just wanted to make sure it was getting started, and this is how it goes. I won't be talking to the section because I will remove the sound for you so that you don't have to hear the drill. quickly it did go. I didn't have quite a full bobbin on there, but it did go rather quickly, and I was able to kind of feed it back and forth to kind of even out the bobbin on as I was winding it on there, and it works perfectly. And these are fantastic, and I love the fact that it comes with the little bit. I have seen storage bobbins before, and I always wondered how I was going to get it to work with just a regular drill bit or something else. And that's one of the reasons why I have never ordered storage bobbins before, because I always questioned how it was going to work. I know that other people have done it, and it seems to work fine, but I love the fact that this one comes with the bit that goes right into the drill and secures right into the bobbin as well. So I hope you will go and check out these bottoms up bobbins. I'm sorry, it's bobbins up bobbins at archyware.com. Isn't that an awesome product? And the winner will get 2 bobbins and the little bit that comes with it. So it is very cool. I really like these. I'm definitely going to be ordering more. I can definitely see if when I start spinning for a sweater, having these bobbins on hand to be able to wind off and keep my regular wheel bobbins free. So the winner of these bobbins is number 52, Striker Knits, and that's Eileen. So congratulations, you have won the bobbins. You'll be one of the first people to try them out. I know that they just went on sale within the past few days, and you'll be able to get to try these out right away. And this little tool right here that goes in your drill, this is my favorite part. So congratulations to both of you on winning. Again, I'm going to get both of these packaged up and ready to ship, so that as soon as you contact me, I can get them right in the mail the very next day. So that was our Spinuary. I had so much fun seeing what everybody was spinning, and it was a lot of fun. And I actually finished something too. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into that while we're talking about Spinuary. I finished my Winding Wool Creek, finally. I was spinning this on the e-spinner, and I took it off the e-spinner and then plied it on the Sidekick, and I just finished it Wednesday night, and last night I put it on the Knitty-Knotty, and I just took it off of the Knitty-Knotty just before I started to record, and it is pretty balanced. So I'm not sure what it's going to do when I soak it, but we will see what happens. But I really like how it turned out. Like I said, I don't know what it's gonna do when I soak it, if it'll bloom or whatever, and I don't know how many yards, because I started to count my wraps as I was putting it on the Knitty-Knotty, and then I got distracted and lost count. So I'm gonna have to count them again. But there it is. I really like how it turned out. I love the Barbara Poling. This was from kind of like it was a bat that was pulled into roving, I think is what it was. So very interesting, something different that I haven't spun before, and I'll be interested to see how it turns out when I knit it up. So that is my finished object of the week. I don't have anything else to show you as far as spinning. Oh, I do have more spinning, but I don't have any knitting to show you. I did do a teeny tiny bit of knitting this week, but most of my week was spent doing tutorials and getting my new pattern up. The Trials with Lace pattern is up. It is available. You can go out and buy it. There is a coupon code for $1 off with the coupon code podcast. So go check it out if you want to join in on the knit along with us in April, or even if you just want to knit it at some point. Go and purchase the pattern and use that coupon code so that you get $1 off. It was live, I think it was Wednesday, So I've already had a couple people that have purchased it. So thank you very much for purchasing the pattern. I really hope you enjoy knitting it. So yeah, it's been a busy week with tutorials and getting the pattern finalized. But we'll get into all of that in a minute. So back to our knit-alongs. February has started, so we are in our Finish It or Frog It February. I need to set up the threads. I should have done this already. I totally forgot. So I will set up the threads hopefully tonight or tomorrow. And you can start posting your finished objects or your things that you've frogged. Now remember that you have to post, if you frog something, you have to show a half completed part, a half completed picture, and then it all balled up back into its little balls, cakes or whatever. And if you finish it, then just post a finished picture and let us know when the project was started and when you finished it. So that's February. And then last week I also mentioned that we are going to have a dye-along for March where you can dye up fiber or yarn or fabric or whatever you so choose. And we're just going to show what we've dyed up. So that'll be a lot of fun. A lot of people have been commenting on that and they're excited about doing that. I don't know that I've ever seen a dye-along before, so it should be a lot of fun. And with the tutorials that I have out there with dyeing, I am going to try and do one more tutorial before the end of March. No, the end of February. We're doing the tutorial, we're doing the dye-along in March. I'm hoping to do one more tutorial by the end of February for dyeing fiber. So, like I said last week, I haven't had a lot of luck dyeing the fiber, so it's going to be an experiment. Again, I'm going to try a different method to see if I like it better. You know, it's all trial and error. And then in April, we are going to do the Trials with Lace knit-along with my new pattern. So, again, go out and buy that if you so choose, and knit along with us in April. Okay, spinning. I'm going to jump right into my spinning now. A little discombobulated for a minute. Okay, spinning. So I am spinning the into the roll fiber. Last week, I don't have the bobbin. It's somewhere over there. Last week I started spinning this fiber, this green. And I spun the first third of this. And I have two more coordinating colors, the multicolor and the semi-solid blue. And I was thinking about doing some different plying to see how it turns out. Well, I'm working on the multicolor this week. Here's what I have on the bobbin so far. I had hoped to finish this today, but just ran out of time. The guys came back to the office early again. They always do that. I guess I need to start planning my Friday spinning earlier or spin earlier in the week, and so I finish it on Friday. So I still have a bit left to go of the first third. So that shouldn't take me more than maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So that's how it's coming out so far. Again, really loving this fiber. This is Polar Silk from Into the World. And last week I said that I was thinking about how I was thinking about plying it. And one of the ways was to ply one strand of each of these together. And I've changed my mind on that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ply 2 strands of the green and 1 strand of the multi for one skein. And then I'm going to ply 2 strands of the blue and 1 strand of the multi for another skein. And then for the third skein, I'm going to Navajo ply each of the individual ones so I can see what each one looks like. And I can always do some striping or something with the Navajo plied multis, or because they're going to be shorter yardage than the when you 3-ply 3 separate ones. So, but I think that'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting. I just was thinking that putting one of each of these together is going to be too it might be a little bit too muddied up with all the different colors, so that's why I think I'm going to do Navajo ply on each of the last thirds of each of those. So I still have a long way to go, but right now at this rate, I'm doing about a third of a braid a week. So it shouldn't take me that long to spin everything up, but I'm going to, as soon as I get the first part done. Now this one is the first multi one, and then I think what I'm going to do next is spin up one more green so I can ply that. And then once I do that, then I will do another multi and then the 2 blues. And then the last part will be the spinning and then Navajo plying. So that should be fun and very interesting to see how that looks. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm sure it will turn out very cool. But again, I don't know how it's going to come out. So it's going to be like an experiment to see if I might want to do that in the future. So this week I have a book review for you. This is the book. It's called The Spinner's Book of Yarn Designs. And I was contacted by Sarah Anderson, who is the author, I guess about a month or so ago, and she asked me if I'd like to review the book. And Sarah Anderson is actually, if you are a spinner and you've tried Navajo plying, you probably have seen her video on the Navajo plying technique. Her video on Navajo plying is amazing, and it is what made it easy for me to learn how to Navajo ply. So, if you take that experience from the video and you put it in a book, there's so much information in this book. Now, I'm going to do somewhat of an untraditional review because I kind of am an untraditional reader of knitting and spinning books. I don't really read them unless there's something specific that jumps out at me and says, look at me. Also, I started from the back of the book when I started looking at it instead of from the front. It's because I look at the pictures, and then if anything jumps out at me and I want to investigate it further, then I read it. So I started at the back of the book, and in the back of the book she has these cards. Now they are perforated cards that you can break apart and keep for reference. And what is very cool about these cards is that every one of the techniques that is in the book is right here on the cards. So it tells you what it's going to look like if you do this or do that. And the book, it gives you more detail. But this is just so cool. Like I said, every single technique that's in this book are on these cards. There's also this little card that has the twist angle. It just amazes me, all the different techniques. And what's so cool about this is that she shows you this is ply A and ply B and how it is spun, whether it's S twist or Z twist, and these are the 2 plied together doing this special technique. It is very, very interesting to see this. And mostly what I spin are straight, very smooth, thin yarns. But some of these techniques that are in this book, just looking at the pictures of, to say, okay, I need this, this, and this. It's kind of like a recipe for spinning. I need this type of single, this type of single, and this type of single, and I apply them together in this fashion to get this yarn. It's amazing and it's ingenious. I love it. So, those cards are very cool. And again, the bigger description is further into the book. And then the first part that I read was the biography, or the bibliography, or whatever it's called. Just to see what spinning books some of this information came from. And I'm happy to report that a lot of these books I already have. Some of them I've wanted to purchase, so it gave me some ideas on things to buy. Then there is a glossary of spinning terms. And I did read a few of these because I needed to confirm a couple of terminology for my video that I'm going to show you later in the episode, which is a spinning basic terminology. There was a couple things that I think I knew what they were, but I just wanted to confirm that what I thought they were what they were, because I didn't want to misspeak on the video. So there's some glossary of some terms. And then, and again, I'm going backwards to forwards, so, and then you have all of the different techniques. And each one of the techniques goes through step by step by step and shows you, do this first, do this second, do this third, whatever. You know, so if you need ply 1, 2, and 3, it's going to walk you through how to do each one of those plies. It's very, very cool. She has novelty yarns. And again, each one of them has descriptions, you know, and gives you some ideas. And again, I haven't read this part yet. I did pre-order this book on Kindle, so I will be giving this book, this hard copy book, away as a prize, which I will set up a thread hopefully tonight. And you can have a chance to win this book because again, I like the ebook format. So I'm going to give this hard copy away. But just going through the pictures alone, it's just like, okay, that I can do that. I can do that. Oh, that's easy enough. It really made me think, well, I don't have to just spin smooth singles. I can try some of these other techniques. I might not use them all the time, but I can try some of them just for fun. So these are just some of the pictures of some of the different yarns that you learn how to make. I mean, really, this is novelty yarns. You got cocoons and beehives and pigtails. I mean, it's just crazy. And here again, here's all of the little charts or recipes for how to get the different types of yarn and how to spin them. So she tells you, you need like for instance, this one for pigtails, you need a thin Z-twist single and a thick Z-twist single with extra twist to get this. And then again, she goes through and she explains how to get the finished yarn. I just think that is incredibly ingenious. And here's some of one of the steps to how to get the pigtail. It's just cool. I mean, literally, I can go through this book, just look at the pictures, not read a word, and know how to make this yarn. So she's got novelty yarn and core yarns. She's got crepe yarns and cables, bouclés, opposing plies. So if you're applying 3 skeins, you might have 2 skeins in Z-twist and 1 in S-twist, or 2 in S and 2 in Z. I mean, it's just all sorts of things, I mean, that you could experiment with. There's some notes on how to apply beads to make beaded yarn, to how to do standalone singles and singles for plying. And one of my favorite things, and I just watched Diane from Knit-tables, and this was one of her favorite things too, because she reviewed this book as well, but it's the sock experiment. And I have to say, I did read this part because I thought it was very interesting. And it's something that I definitely want to try in the future. What she did was, I think there's 3 different pairs of socks, and she used different yarn or different fiber, and she spun them different ways. And then she knit them. She spun them in different ways. Like for instance, this first one, she used a merino, just a plain merino, and for half of the yarn she did a traditional 3-ply, and for the other half she did a chain ply. And then she wore them to figure out if one was stronger than the other and if one got holes over the other. What I think is most interesting is a couple of them, depending on how the yarn is plied, it changed the color of the yarn, how the color either bounced off or something. So that was kind of interesting, that how you ply your yarn is going to tell you what, to change the color. So I thought that was very interesting. I did read all 3 parts. I think there was 3 parts of this experiment. Maybe there was only 2. I don't know. I read from backwards to front, so I'm not really sure. But it was very interesting, and that was a very cool thing to read about. So singles for plying, I had said. Then she talks about how to do the, what is this called? Andean plying. She gives you step by step on how to wrap your hand to do something that you can do a center pull right off your hand. Now you can't really do that if you have a whole bump of fiber or full braid, full 4 ounces. If you're just doing a sample of something, you could do it on your hand, but you can't really do a whole lot. She talks about how to ply from a center pull ball, which is awesome. How to wind a Knot-topia, which I've never tried before, but it's very interesting to see how that's done. Singles for plying. Here's more singles for plying. Just so much information. Basic plying. Now the first part of the book, as I'm getting back into the first part of the book, the whole singles for plying, there's a lot of information on plying and how to ply and how to make slub yarn that stays together, and a lot of information that I probably will go back and read at the beginning before all of the recipes for the yarns. But just this book is packed with information. If you are a spinner already and want to experiment and try different things, or want to know how to make different types of yarn, this book is awesome. If you are new to spinning and just trying to get your feet wet, this is an awesome book. If you aren't a spinner yet but are thinking about trying spinning, this book is for you. This book is for everybody. It really is. It's a great reference for more advanced spinners who want to advance and do more techniques, and it's also great for beginners. She also talks about doing wrapping a niddy-noddy. It's just amazing. There's just so much information. Like I said, this first part of the book, again, I didn't read, but it's definitely something that I will go back to. She even can include some information about carding your fiber. That's probably not what I'm ever going to do, but it's good information to know. It really is amazing, this book. It even talks about hand carding and using the combs and the brushes and whatnot. So again, this is an awesome, awesome book. If you are thinking about spinning, a new spinner, an advanced spinner, get this book. It just went on sale, I think in the last, or maybe, I think it's on sale already. This was sent to me by the publisher, but I'm pretty sure that it's on sale. Now the Kindle version, I think the Kindle version was supposed to come out in the last few days, and they sent me an email saying there was a delay on the Kindle version. So I don't think I'm going to get the Kindle version till later in February. But I want to say that this book is for sale now on Amazon, and you can buy the hard copy. But this copy is going to be a prize. I will set up a thread. Look for it in the group. I'm hoping it will be set up tonight, or hopefully by Sunday when I post this episode. So check it out if you are going to be a spinner. We have a barmaid's drawing this week. It was supposed to be last week, and I totally flaked because I forgot to put it in my show notes. when I don't put things in my show notes, I forget them. So as soon as I remembered that I had forgotten it, I immediately wrote it down in the show notes. And because I forgot last week, I decided that this week we're going to have 2 winners. All from the same thread. I just drew 2 numbers from that thread, and I have the winners. Now, I'm surprised that I forgot my barmaids drawing last week because I placed an order with barmaids last week. I should have remembered based on that alone. I was nearly out of my face pudding, and that is one thing I can't be without. That and the Lolo bar, but I had a pretty big stash of Lolo bars, so I didn't have to rush out and get those, but my face pudding was almost gone. So I did have to place an order for face pudding, and of course I bought a few more bars too, because you can never have too many Lolo bars. I'm really excited to hear when people say that they've tried the Lolo bars and they really like it, and they tried it based on my recommendation, and I hope everybody tries it. I mean, it's really a fabulous product. And if you haven't tried barmaids yet, tried the Lolo bar or any of their other products, their face pudding, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing, and it's so good for your skin, keeps the moisture locked in, especially in this dry winter heat, or this dry heat from your furnaces and stuff. But it's just, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I'm trying to get Steve to start using it. He told me the other day that he was going to start using my body wash because the soap that he uses is drying out his skin. I'm like, well, I could also get you a Lolo bar. They have them for men. I think I might. He said no, but I think I might still get him one and have him try it out because I think he might like it as well. So anyway, we have 2 winners for the Lolo bar, or for the coupon this week. So the first winner is number 62, Quilty Knits, which is Kathy. So Kathy, congratulations. You are our first winner of a $15 off coupon. So get in contact with me and I will send you that coupon code. The second winner is number 26, and that is Lori Lou. And she did not have a name on Ravelry. So Lori Lou, please get in contact with me and I will send you your coupon. So congratulations to both of you for winning. You guys are going to love it. If you haven't already tried it, you are going to love it. And this $15 off coupon, it's a perfect way to try out the product if you haven't already. So barmaids, go check them out. I did this week spend some time after work recording several spinning tutorials that I will include for the next few weeks. I can't include them all because I think I had over an hour worth of tutorials already by themselves, but I did record them in separate little segments so that I could pop them in a little bit at a time. The first tutorial that I'm going to put in here is basic spinning terminology, because we are going to be going into the spinning, and just to give you a little bit of basic information before we get started on that. And that was one of the things that I had to look up in that book, the Spinner's Book of Yarn Designs, to determine if what I thought was correct was correct. And it was, so that was good. So here is the tutorial on basic spinning terminology. Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to talk to you about some basic spinning terminology, because we're going to be doing some spinning videos and I want you to have some basic knowledge. I will start by saying that I am no Abby Frankelmont or Kagi TM, so I don't know a whole lot of the terminology. I'm going to share with you just some basic things that I know about spinning. I just spin. I don't need to know all the terminology, at least for what I do. But I want to start by identifying some of the different ways that the fiber can be presented to you. For instance, you can buy fiber as a roving, as a combed top, or as a bat. And unfortunately, I do not have any roving to show you because I don't particularly like roving. Roving is a type of fiber that it is carded. That's what I understand. Roving is carded, and the fibers are kind of mismatched. Like you have fibers going all different directions. And to me, it's more difficult to spin a roving than it is for a combed top. A combed top, what that means is that all the fibers are going together. So when you pull the fiber apart, they're all coming together, so they're sliding right next to one another. I prefer a combed top because I like to spin a nice, thin, worsted spun single. And I will get to the worsted and the woolen terminology in a few minutes. But so the combed top works best for me. And this is an example of combed top. This is actually a Polworth silk, and you will see that as I pull it apart, the fibers are all lined up. So the drafting of this is going to be quite easy to do. This is the type of preparation that I like. I like comb top because I can get the type of yarn that I want to spin. Some people like to spin thick and thin yarn or art yarn or different types of yarn, and other types of fiber will work well for that. But I like to spin, like I said, a nice smooth yarn, and comb top does that best for me. So that's the combed top. And I also have a bat here to show you. This is a bat, which happened to be in a ball, but I took it out of the ball. And a bat is like a flat sheet. If I open it all the way up, it's like a flat piece. You will have on one side some different colors than the other side. And to spin this, you would just pull off a bit and spin from that. I've only spun, actually, I've never spun from a bat. I thought I was spinning from a bat, but actually what I was spinning from was a combed top that was kind of like wrapped around in a circle. But this is a bat, and you'd have to pull off the pieces. Actually, you know what? I did spin from a bat one time. But the particular bat that I spun from, I wasn't really excited about because it was prepped for more of a art yarn type of spinning, and because I don't like that type of yarn, I wasn't happy with the results that I was getting from spinning that. This particular bat is a very nice thin fiber, and it's all in a line, and it's not going to come out in chunks. At least I don't think it will. But this is a bat that I have now wound back up again. So all I can say is that if you are a new spinner, then you should take some time to try roving, combed top, bats, any type of fiber preparation that's out there, because you may like something completely different than what I like, and that is how the fiber industry is. That's why they offer so many different things, or so many different fiber preps. So try different things. Once you discover what you like and what you don't like, then you can appropriate your purchases after that. In addition to the prep of the fiber, then there's also all sorts of different types of fiber as well. And again, in this same line of thinking, you should try all sorts of different types of fiber. Do one of the samplers to see, you get like an ounce or a half an ounce of each different type of fiber, and you can try it out and spin it up and see, do you like it, do you don't like it? Are you going to want to buy some fiber like this in the future? So try those samplers. Some of the types of fiber that are good for beginners are Polworth, and BFL, both of those, or a Polworth silk blend or a BFL silk blend as well. I found when I was first starting to spin that those fibers worked best for me. Fibers that probably aren't the best for beginners are a shorter staple length, which is like merino, and a staple length is the length of the fiber of one fiber. So if I pull this out, when I can hold both ends and it won't go anywhere, that's about the staple length. Okay? So in this particular case, this is a Polworth silk. That is about 3.5 inches. So the longer the staple length, well, maybe not really long staple length for beginners, but a 3.5 inch staple length is probably a good place to start for beginners when you're learning how to spin. And again, Polworth and BFL both have that. I spoke a minute ago about worsted and woolen spinning. Again, I like to spin worsted. And worsted spinning is where you don't allow extra air into the fiber. And I will show you that when I actually show you spinning. And then woolen is the opposite. You allow air into the fiber by allowing the twist to come back into your fiber supply. Again, I will show you that when I actually show you the actual spinning. The next thing I want to cover are Z-twist and S-twist. When you are spinning, typically you will spin a single in one direction and then ply it in the opposite direction. The common rule is to spin your singles in a clockwise direction and ply in a counterclockwise direction. But I have also heard that some people prefer to spin their singles in a S-twist, which is a counterclockwise, and then ply in a Z-twist, which is clockwise. So again, in this particular instance, you should try different methods. Now, don't try it on the same fiber at the same time, because once you start spinning a yarn or single in an a Z-twist, you can't switch to a Z-twist midstream without having a little bit of a, did I say that right? No. You can't start spinning in a Z-twist and switch to an S-twist without having a bit of a mess on your bobbin. You'd have to get the bobbin so that it could go back in the other direction. So don't try in the middle of the bobbin. You have to do one bobbin and then do a different bobbin. But try the different methods, because you might find that one way is better for you or not. Because sometimes when you ply or you spin in a specific direction, your knitted fabric might skew one way or the other. So if you try to spin in the opposite direction, then maybe that might be better for you. So give it a shot, try it out. You never know what you might discover. Also, when preparing the fiber, I can show you on this little sample. This is just a sample, and it is a sample of merino. Now, I have already taken the original roving, which is like this, and I've split it apart. So actually, I'll just show you on this one. When I get a fiber, it's a pretty big wad of fiber here. I don't like to spin this big of a wad at one time, so I like to separate it off into bits. Now, normally when I'm separating this off, I will split it all the way down, but because I'm not ready to do that at this point, I'm not going to do that. But I will split it into bits, and then I will spin this bit all the way down. I'll spin this bit, and this bit. Again, the same goes for how you want to spin. Maybe you don't mind spinning in a big clump like this, or maybe you want to spin it in such a way so that you could have the fiber barbel pulled if you're going to two-ply it. If you're going to two-ply it and you just want to spin it half and half, you can just break it in half and then break it in half again and then spin it straight out. there's just a lot of different ways to split your fiber and prepare it for spinning. Again, I don't like to spin big clumps, so I like to split it down into several smaller pieces and then spin from these. And then I can decide if I'm going to Navajo ply it, or 2-ply it, or 3-ply it at a later time. Usually when I start a fiber, most of the time I know how I'm going to apply it in the end. Sometimes I don't, and I'll just spin it all onto one bobbin. Other times I will say right from the get-go, I'm going to 3-ply this, and so I will separate the fiber out into 3 equal pieces right off the start. That's the easiest way if you know ahead of time how you're going to apply it. Sometimes I don't know again, but maybe I decide I want to 3-ply it, and I'm going to Navajo ply it. So then having it all on one bobbin is completely fine. There's just a lot of different things that you can do with a fiber, and I have not tried everything. I've only been spinning for just over, not even 2 years yet. So I'm still in the learning phase myself. I have learned quite a bit about spinning in the 2 years that I have been spinning, but I am still very much in the learning phase. I have not tried everything. I just try things as they come, and if I don't like them, I just don't do them anymore. So that's one thing I definitely want to encourage, is that you try different things, and then once you find out you don't like something, then don't spin that anymore. But also, if you've tried something in the beginning and you don't like it, please go back and try it again at some point once you become more comfortable with spinning, because maybe you might find that you do like it after all. So that's my basic information about spinning and terminology. There's so many other terminology, spinning terminology, that I haven't shared with you here today, but I think I've shared the basics to get you started spinning, so you kind of know where to go from here. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of information about spinning. Okay, so that was the basic spinning terminology. I hope you enjoyed that, just little tidbits of information. And that will help get you started as far as choosing some fiber and just understanding what you're purchasing. Next week coming up will be a short video on how to drop spindle and how I do that. So that's the tutorial that's coming up next week. Also, before I move on to charity, I wanted to mention that as soon as the spinning videos are complete, which it should take about 3 to 4 weeks to get all the spinning tutorials out there to you, we are going to do a sock tutorial along, kind of. And I'm going to set up a poll to see what type of sock you want to start with. I will be doing both toe-up and cuff-down socks with a tutorial, but I want to take like the majority rules for the first one. So I'm going to set up a poll that just says that's either cuff-down or toe-up. You select which one you'd like to learn first, and the majority rules on that, and whatever the majority is, then that's what we will start with. And as soon as I find out if we're going to do toe-up or cuff-down, what I'm going to try and do is find a free pattern that we can all follow along with, and I can walk you step by step through the pattern. And we will also have to determine if we want to do a short row heel, if we want to do a gusset and whatnot. So we'll get to all that, but we have to start with one part, and that is cuff up or cuff down or toe up. So look for that thread in the group to, let me know which one you would like to do first. Okay, before I talk to you about Knit-topia, I want to mention 2 charities that are starting up or getting started again. I was contacted earlier this week by Lauren, who is Lemknit Crochet from the Lemknit Crochet podcast, and she is starting a fundraiser. I think it's February and March, to raise awareness and raise funding for a disease called HLH. And her friend Josh passed away a few years ago from this disease, and it is a very rare disease. Excuse me. And there's not enough awareness for it. So she has set up a fundraising page and is hoping to raise at least $1,500 between now and the end of March, and to donate to the fund. Now, in her most recent podcast, I think it's Without Borders. Yes, Without Borders, she goes into great detail about the organization and what she's trying to do. She's going to have prizes and how you can win those prizes and so forth. So go over to the Knit Crochet podcast. It's her episode number 43, where she discusses all of the information about the contest or the fundraising effort and whatnot. And check it out and make a donation. The other person who contacted me was Jessica J. Paulette from the Knitting Brooklyn podcast, and she is starting up the Remembering Raimi knit along cow again, and they are knitting and crocheting preemie hats from February 23rd to May 29th, and they will be sorry, I have to read this again. I don't know if you send her the hat or if you donate them yourself. They're going to... Sorry. I guess I should have read this more thoroughly before I got on here. Anyway, Jessica is doing the Remembering Raimi knit along again. It's from February 23rd to May 29th. If you need more information about it, go check out the Knitting Brooklyn podcast. She has a specific link on her podcast page for Remembering Raimi, and I will link that in the show notes as well. And again, she's going to have prizes and whatnot as well for that. So lots of opportunities to help out charities and win prizes. So go check out both of those podcasts so that you can support them through their knit along, crochet along, or just by making a donation. And now for Knit-topia. As we're getting closer to April, Knit-topia is going to become a huge part of my life. I am working on doing, creating a list of scavenger hunt things to do, and all sorts of other different activities that we're going to be doing at the retreat. So a lot of my time is going to be spent working on that. But I also want to get my knitting in and my spinning and all of that. So I'm going to do my best to keep up with everything. But Knit-topia is so much fun, and I can't wait. I've already started having dreams of going to Knit-topia this year, where a couple weeks ago I dreamt that it was already here and we were already arriving at Knit-topia and everybody was already having a good time and whatnot. Usually for the couple months before the retreat, I have dreams. Some of them good, some of them not so good. But I've already started having my dreams, and so that's going to be a lot of fun once we get there in April. But I do want to mention a couple of the sponsors that I have on my list that I haven't mentioned yet on the podcast. And those are Spin Monkeys, Yarn Bazaar, Brittany Needles, Brown Sheep Company, and Crystal Palace. And again, each week, as more donations come in, I will mention more on the podcast, and then also add them to the vendor list on both the Knitting Blooms page as well as the Knit-topia page. The big announcement, first, we do still have spots for midweek for 2013. Last week I think I said that we were completely booked. However, we have 3 spots available for midweek. So if you don't work, or if you want to take vacation time and come to the retreat, you can come during midweek. It's Sunday through Thursday. The cost is $130. Again, there's 3 spots available, and you get everything that you would get if you came to a weekend event. So it's worth it to come and hang out with some knitters. I think there's going to be, right now, I think there are 4, I want to say there's 15 people that are going to be there midweek. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you'd like to join us for Knit-topia 2013 and you can come during midweek, let me know and I will put you on the list. But the big announcement is for Knit-topia 2014. Yes, 2014. We haven't even gotten to 2013 and I'm already announcing 2014. Actually, I have 2013, 14, 15, 16. I think I've got them all planned out as to when they will be for the next 5 years or something like that. I don't know where that list is at this moment, but I did go through because we have to work around Easter, because sometimes Easter lands in March or April, so you have to move things around so you're not landing on Easter week. But anyway, for 2014, I finally got confirmation that our dates are confirmed for 2014. It will be March 13th through 23rd, 2014. And I also have pricing for you. For the entire retreat, for 11 or 12 days, it's for 11 or 12 days, it is $320. For 2 legs of the retreat, which would be 8 days, it's $240. And for 1 leg of the retreat, which is a weekend, a midweek spot, or the second weekend, for 4 or 5 days, it is $140. And I will start to take registrations. I don't know when. I was supposed to think about this. I had it in my mind that I needed to think about this before I started the podcast, and then I forgot to think about it. I will start taking registrations next Saturday, February 8th. So, if you are interested in coming to Knit-topia 2014, contact me via PM on Ravelry. I will set up a thread in the Knit-topia group with all the information. You can post in that thread. You can email me at bloomingknitter@gmail.com. However you want to contact with me. It will be a first come, first serve. I will be holding back a few spots for each weekend for a lottery drawing that will be drawn in September. And yes, I know that's still quite a ways out from the retreat, but it's necessary in order to give everybody time to get their payments in. So, again, Knit-topia 2014 will be March 13th through 23rd, and I will post all of the information in the Knit-topia group, in the Knitting Blooms group, and on the Knit-topia website. So, again, next Saturday, February 8th, is when you can start contacting me to be put on the list. What I will do is, if you contact me and say, I want to sign up for X date, I will put you on the list and I will temporarily reserve your spot. But I must receive your check within a week in order to keep that spot. If I don't receive your check within a week, then if other people have contacted me, if I've already filled up all the spots at that point, maybe I'll give you one more chance to get me your check. I'll contact you and say, did the check go in the mail, what have you. But if I don't get that check, I'm going to give it to the next person on the list. Now, if I don't get your check and there's still open spots and more people can still sign up, you have a little bit of a leeway. You can still get me your check and you don't get pushed off the list. But we will fill up quickly. We always fill up quickly. And then last year there was about 8 or 9 people, or for 2013. There's 8 or 9 people on the waiting list, and most of the people that got selected snapped up their spot, and that was it. So there wasn't very many people who had an opportunity to come if they wanted to come. So get in there, get registered, get your payment sent in, and you will be able to come and enjoy all the fun. And what excuse me, once you see more pictures from this year, you're going to want to be at Knit-topia 2014. So don't wait. You can always get a full refund before the end of the year if you decide that you can't do it for whatever reason. So even if you sign up and then back out before the end of the year, you're still covered. You still can get a refund for your registration. But make sure that you get the opportunity by signing up early. So that's all I've got to say about that. And that's all I've got to say about everything for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show this week. I hope the spinning terminology helped you out. And I hope you'll come back next week to see what else we have in store for you. So hope you have a great week. Hope you have a great knitting adventure this week. And I hope you're knitting blooms. Bye for now.